Gabriel, Radio Wan.
Radio Wan, WAN.
So we're not alone today.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
It's nice to have you, man.
So I guess I'm Dilwyn Thomas.
Dilwyn Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah, as you say,
No, are you in London for a while then, Dilwyn?
just a few days actually. Just popped down. Came down on the bus, National Express, and that to Victoria, and then just Victoria Line heading east, I suppose.
Okay. Is it your first time in London, or I should imagine you're a man of the world.
I've been to London a few times. I haven't been in a few years. Yeah, the Overground is new. There's a new bit which connects Clapham with like the Queen's Road Peckham area. That wasn't here last time I was in.
Oh, it's exciting.
It's all different, isn't it? You go right round London in about an hour now.
Yeah, an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's more like an hour and a half. Yeah. I'm being generous.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's good to be back. Like it. The bicycles used to be blue, red now. And the London Eye is red as well, and I used to be blue too. So I wish I
could say that about the politics.
If only, yeah. I don't know. Maybe a bit of Plaid, actually. Maybe a bit of Plaid comedy.
Maybe. So tell us a little bit about some of the things you're working on, or old works like the anthology that I read.
The anthology
was just simply called It was called Grass and Fence.
Grass and Fence, yeah, that's right.
With the S in two brackets at the end.
Yeah, that's right.
More than one fence, or just. I like that. Was deep. Yeah.
Because what inspired that is a thought process. You know, when people say all roads lead to Rome, and that sort of brought about this ideology that all roads are the same road, and by that definition, all fences are the same fence because they just meet. You won't find a random bit of fence with nothing connected to it. All fences meet other bits of fence. So I thought, depending on your worldview, it's either fence or fences, but the grass is definitely there.
So did you write it as all? So it could all sort of be one poem then. A similar thing.
No, but it came out that way. It came about that way. It's interesting you're bringing it up because it's something I'm revisiting, actually, because this time of year always brings about sort of a nostalgia, I think. And I always do go back to old works at this time of year, and I'm looking at that anthology again. And it's an interesting anthology, and it does have a flow to it, but it wasn't intentional. What it was is because I just wrote throughout the year. I started writing in Christmas. That was the thing. I wrote An Adult's Christmas in Wales, and then I just kept writing all the way through, and by the time it got to autumn, I'd been writing for nearly a year, and so the fact that it flows is due to the changing of the seasons and the things I was writing about at the time. So it doesn't come from me; it comes from the landscape
around you, inspired. Yeah, no, that's really nice. So look, take me through the thought process. That sort of. The trajectory from obviously like earlier works, like which is just I am a concrete slab boy.
Yeah, I am a concrete slab boy. I am a concrete slab boy was from I'm a boy from like the heart of Wales. There's not a lot there. You won't find much concrete. And when I went to university, I went down to Swansea, and I only did a year there. I couldn't take it, and. I didn't have any furniture when I went down. I was in halls, but I didn't have any furniture. And I found these out on the street one day. I found these concrete blocks.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, if I get some scaffold planks, one of my mates, a construction worker, a builder, and I reckon he could probably lend me a couple of planks, and then I got myself a desk. And so I stacked up these concrete slabs, but I never got around to getting the boards. So instead of having a desk, I would just balance my book on top of these concrete slabs, and that's where all my work came from for that entire year. And it was just that was me. That was everything that happened. I was this young boy, still in Wales, still in the home country, but stuck in Swansea where he didn't want to be, writing poetry, which he wasn't sure he wanted to write on a concrete slab. And,
so you weren't sure you wanted to to write poetry? Because I know it was between that and dancing.
Yeah,
I know you were a keen Morris dancer when you were a young boy of 5.
It's an old tradition. It's an old tradition, and it goes back, and it's so much of our language comes from that. The expression, with bells on, comes from Morris dancing, and it's like you're not just a dancer, you're a dancer with bells on.
Yeah.
And I think that's Morris dancing was something I did with my grandfather, and it was very important. And maypole dancing as well, dancing on the maypole. That was so dance always had a big influence in my life, and. But someone said something very powerful to me when I was trying to choose between poetry, because, well, as I said, I wasn't keen on writing poetry. It felt, I don't know, it felt like it had all been said, like I didn't have anything more to say about it. Either that or the emotions I had, I couldn't put into words. They were, too complicated, or I just didn't have enough talent to do it. But dancing was almost like a kind of maths.
Wow.
You could get it right, and I knew what I was doing with that, and it was kind of. And it took a bit of release, actually, and someone said to me once, like, if you're dancing like maths, and it's wrong, you're not dancing. And they taught me how to dance freely without counting steps and anything like that. And that was hugely powerful. And I explained that to my mother. I went home and I said, I've learned how to dance differently, and I dance differently now. I'm not counting, it's not maths anymore. And she said, that's great. Do that with your poetry. So that's how I started writing. But it was only after that I became interested in the work I was doing.
I guess mother's wisdom always kind of runs out. So did you find it hard growing up? Because obviously your brother was so successful at such a young age, and he still is now, and it's a tragedy, but what happened to him. But what kind of impact did that have on you artistically, emotionally? Just tell us about that.
Well, the work that I did directly following my brother's death was titled, in reference to my earlier work, I Am Not a Concrete Slab, boy. Because
it was that comma when I first read that. That comma hit me in the chest. Yeah.
Because what happened is my brother, hugely successful, incredible baseball player, and not the kind of thing you expect to come out of
a boy from Wales. I know.
Exactly.
Baseball.
And he started off with like a village rounders match, and he struck everybody out every time, and they started playing it at school, and his PE teacher said, there are these camps and these things, and then he did a year in America, and then when he went to university, he went to an American university and became a baseball champion there. But he was never a good driver anyway, and
it wasn't helped by what happened to him, was it? Because I remember reading it, and I was amazed that I didn't know whether it was he played so much baseball, and his arms just turned to wood.
Arms just turned to wood. Yeah, it was incredible. Just
oak arms.
Oak arms. Yeah,
and
oak arms.
No, and the problem with that, it's hard, but there's no flexibility. You could never grip another baseball bat ever again.
Well, he could grip him, but he couldn't let him go. And for a while they tried. He would just hold his hands were fixed in the baseball bat position, and they'd slide the baseball bat into his grip, and then he'd just sort of pivot from the waist. And they tried, but it was his worst season, and he got struck out every time, and he couldn't play anymore. But he refused to accept it, and after that he decided he was going to follow another career. He decided he was going to come home and become a rally driver, which is what my stepfather does, or did. And so he tried rally driving, but there were sharp corners, and he couldn't turn the wheel properly.
I'm really sorry to cut you off. It's a beautiful story. We've got to move on with the show. I just think just at the end, if you could just read out the opening paragraph of your final work. If you could just read it out, it's it's those lines that first got me sort of into your work. Just take your time, and we haven't got much of it. I'd love you to read the whole collection.
Oh, that's
okay.
Right. I am concrete slab, boy. Balance, boy. Balance is I dance. I prance like maths. Semicolon. Close parentheses. Brother, let that bat go. Please, you lovely slider. I write because slabs are greyer than commas. Full stop. Rally on, little man. You go.
Absolutely beautiful. Some people say the first time they read Kerouac's On the Road is a life-changing experience for them, but the first time I read I Am a Concrete Slab, even at the age of 22, it really deeply affected me. Thank you very much for sharing that.
No, well, thank you.
So we've got one more request of you, I suppose. But lovely for your time. If you just pick a song, any song.
I wanna pick a song which I always used to hear at my mother's knee, and it's not the sort of thing you'd expect, but it's True Skool by Coldcut and Manuva.
You got it there?
I've got it there, yeah. It's just on my phone there, if you'd like to plug it in.
This should be at the top, is it?
Just True Skool.
True, oh yeah. Okay.
Skool with a K.
Oh, wow.
Stand your foot in. If you can't dance, just bring your tootsie. All nations side for the rebel arrangement. Rebel engagement, peace and the lover. Calypso dancer, punk stepping up. New wave, old wave, genre redefined. Spinning on the A-list, we know the line is the application of the citation is the iration offer. Gyration is the inclination of them that's inclined to keep the thing mindful. Tis the bigger picture. Biblical descendants, crimes are no scripture. Articulation of the incantation is the foundation of the emancipation is the let's get to know we're too cool. Keeping them cups of cold is true school. Far from the regular, nothing you used to. Them kind of stylish, something supposed to. Mind and soul in tune and boost too. Cooler than cool. Let's get to know we're too cool. Keeping them cups of cold is true school. Far from the regular, nothing you used to. Them kind of stylish, something supposed to. Mind and soul in tune and loose too. Cooler than cool. Mind weight, ready, walk roads of many sign. Distraction, many find time for tubby bye-bye. Me or mine, my or me, tis it so simplistic. Child's play, man's play, could it be sadistic? Headspace locked to them plastic gods. It's too much, it's too many reasons to keep deceiving and keep it believing in the oobla rah-rah, the slogan is the crocodile pain, the crocodile tears. She don't really need that brand new nose, and you don't really need slave shoes and slave clothes, but we're far too busy to keep our mind privy to the blessing of the man and the grammar, the OSDs, ready to receive a bridge of cold breeze. All that we need is to plant the good seed, something to live for, something to believe.